Oh, hey. Didn't see you there. So, today we're going to be talking about something that's a little bit, a fucking stale meme because, it's been done to fucking death in the past, 6 months. The whole YouTube is fucking destroying my channel argument, when in reality, it's actually, it's just fucking me. I'm the one destroying my channel. But of course, that's only relevant if you're a bigger YouTuber. In fact, I am not being destroyed at all. In fact, technically my channel is doing better than ever, which of course I could attribute to a number of things. But, today we're just gonna talk about specifically some stuff that I've been thinking about over the past 20 minutes because I saw a video and I was like, shit, this is a new perspective that I haven't heard before. So we're just gonna think about it this way. So recently, someone who I've mentioned in previous videos made a video talking about his take on this whole, oh, YouTube is changing and it's destroying content creators situation, which of course is something that's only partially true, because for one thing, a lot of these creators, sure, their views are falling off slightly and stuff like that, and they don't agree with the trending tab. Oh, good God. But that's, none of these channels are actually going to disappear. So fucking, you can just calm the fuck down. Leafy ain't going nowhere, okay, guys? So despite the fact that he only gets a small fraction of the views he used to, he's still gonna be okay, it's all gonna work out. But of course, there's still problems like every time I upload a video, people unsubscribe, which of course have not been explained. The biggest problem that people seem to be having with these changes is the fact that, why is this video in the trending tab? It's actually kind of shit. So for one thing, I have to at least first preface this by saying I don't use the trending tab or recommended or any of that shit when I'm looking for videos. Typically, I just go to my sub feed. And there are certain people who have mentioned things like, oh, their sub feed's messed up. And the person I mentioned previously actually has a thing where basically there are channels in his sub feed that he is not actually subscribed to, which I personally have never experienced myself. Granted, I'm subscribed to a lot of different people, so that might be part of it. But at the same time, I don't know if this is a widespread issue. This is the first I've heard of it from him, but I've never experienced it myself. There's only channels in my sub feed that I am actually subscribed to. Like a sub feed is supposed to work. So perhaps it's a non-issue, perhaps it's localized, perhaps not. Whatever the case is, the sub feed is where I go for all of my content desires and needs. So I really don't have a problem with this, because for love of God, the shit that's on the trending tab, even before this big change, was always kind of fucking cancerous. It's typically like clickbait or just really sloppy, not low budget, but just shitty videos that those big channels that just shit out content put out, and those typically get up there because those are the channels that have 10 million subscribers, even though their content is complete fucking garbage. It takes no effort to make whatsoever, and these people basically, whatever, they're basically companies at this point. They just shit out video after video every single day, just nailing trending topics and stuff like that until something just fucking sticks. They just throw shit at the wall until something sticks, and eventually, every once in a while, they have videos that do really well, but of course, those videos are still no higher quality than anything previous. Now, of course, the trending tab, as I said, isn't something I use, so specifically, I'm not going to focus anymore on the trending tab and how people feel like it's broken in this video, because personally, I don't have a fucking problem with it because I don't use it. More specifically, I want to talk about the whole engagement thing, where previously people seem to think that views were driven based off of how long your video is, how long people watch it before clicking off, and of course just overall the traction your channel has. So basically, the bigger you are, the more prone to views you are. What a fucking crazy idea. So now it seems to be geared more towards engagement. So the more likes a video has, the more comments it has, the more likely it is to show up in the trending tab, which for one thing, as a small YouTuber, obviously if I showed up in the trending tab, it might help me to some extent. I know personally from my experience, I don't and none of my friends use the trending tab to find videos. I don't use the trending tab, so I'm really not sure how much that would help. But at the same time, the only time a video is going to show up in the trending tab is if that channel has a fair amount of traction anyways. So when you see these channels like H3 and fucking Drama Alert doing things where they are like, get a ton of likes, get a ton of comments to see if they show up in the trending tab, and then they do, it's like, okay, well, for one thing, it seems like there's a direct correlation to likes and comments to where you show up on the website, which is, you know, fine and dandy, whatever. At the same time, these channels are already massive, so clearly it doesn't really help smaller creators. Now, one thing I liked about the previous way that the algorithm was working was, for starters, we actually knew how it worked, and typically, even if you had a very small viewer base, if you were able to maintain viewership on videos that you produced, it was pretty easy to actually continuously grow. Like, it wasn't necessarily guaranteed to be fast, but you would pretty much guaranteed grow if you had videos that had high watch times where people weren't clicking off of them right away. So even if you only got 10 views per video, if those 10 views were watching the vast majority of that video, then you were going to be all right, because that video had higher watch time and that video was more likely to show up in suggested, like, sidebars and shit. Now, of course, with the whole comment and likes thing, pretty much if you have a channel that, say, you perhaps get views but your audience is kind of detached, that's not me at all, then you're basically fucked. So even if your average watch time is pretty damn good for the length of your videos, you're no longer seeing a benefit from that. Even if those people, you know, obviously, like, some people just can't be fucked to like or comment because, you know, it's so difficult. I mean, I used to be that way until I realized how much liking a video could help within that analytics system. So if I just simply like a video from producer, content creator, whatever, that I like, it can very much help them. Typically, I don't comment. Obviously, that takes a bit more effort than clicking the like button, but liking a video takes very little effort. So if that helps the creator that I enjoy watching, then I'm all for it. But of course, with a channel that perhaps gets a decent amount of views and has good relative average watch time, it's kind of disappointing seeing this change, because I know when I publish videos that I'm not going to get that kind of engagement, even though I do, you know, say, hey, if you enjoyed this fucking video, slap a like on it. Or even if I do say, hey, if you had an opinion on anything I talked about in this video, let's fucking talk about it in the comments. People ain't gonna fucking comment because they don't give a shit, even if they watch the video. And of course, again, I sympathize with these people because half the time I go to YouTube, I don't want to talk to people necessarily. If I want to, like, contribute to a discussion, I'll make a video myself. So when I create a video, that's more so just, you know, that is how I put my opinion out on YouTube. I don't typically comment on stuff. I'll reply to comments and stuff like that, but I won't typically start my own discussion in a comment section or something like that. So I do sympathize with the desire to just not fucking comment. Like, it's some effort. Okay, fair. But of course, it's still disappointing to see that this site has been changing towards engagement versus actual watch time and views and stuff. And of course, there can be the complaint made that, okay, well, if they're just completely catering to people who have higher average watch time, they're basically, yeah, that's the whole 10-minute problem. It's like, okay, so why is this video 10 minutes long if there's basically 90% of it's fluff and you could have had a 2-minute video? Well, of course, because they want that 10-minute watch time, and that gives them more ad space as well as higher view counts because it shows up in more suggested and recommended feeds because it has that higher average watch time. So part of me is happy that we're moving away from this system, because it seems like something that makes a lot of creators put a lot of rushed or just shitty content out onto the site rather than, say, condensing their videos into something that's more meaningful. So I do appreciate that part of it, but at the same time, as a channel that only has mediocre engagement but has decent watch time, it definitely hurts this channel. And quite frankly, I mean, obviously that disappoints me. Now, at the same time, if I actually uploaded fucking consistently, that would help too. That's not something that I'm always available to do. So whatever the case is, no excuses. it kind of sucks sometimes. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, and you would, you know, fucking support the channel. Like, at this point, basically liking a video does more than subscribing, because, you know, engagement, gotta get them engagements. I'll fucking respond to every single damn comment on this video, my dudes, like every single fucking one of them, because you gotta get that subscriber engagement and shit. And perhaps if this is the first video you've seen, somehow, I don't know how you stumbled across this one particularly, because fucking there's 1.5 million YouTube brands in existence right now, so quite frankly it's a bit of a redundant topic. But if this is the first video you've seen and you enjoyed anything you saw here, I would really appreciate you subscribing. But I would appreciate you hitting the like button more, because that apparently is worth like quite a bit more now. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.